This is a Windows Phone 7 game review of Hydro Thunder Go, which is available in the marketplace for $4.99 and is an Xbox Live game title. Hydro Thunder Go looked like it was going to be really awesome when they showed it off as a Windows Phone 7 exclusive game, but once you actually get down to playing it, unfortunately the graphics are so bad and the frame rate is so slow that it's nearly unplayable. It does have a really nice interface and the controls feel perfect and the gameplay is super great, but the visuals really ruin it. The sounds are great too, it has some good music in it and it fits the game perfectly. Random Facebook message from someone I don't know. But this is the game here. You start off and it's a typical racing game and you collect those little bottles of boost and then you start boosting. While you're using boost you can swipe up to jump like that. And so you just want to race to the finish and get as good of a place as you can. Shoot off the boost. So as you can see, it's pretty exciting and pretty hectic game. And that's really good, except when the frame rate starts to stutter, and then you can't really tell what's going on, and you start to lose the game because of that. And you can possibly tell that the visuals are also pixelated. That's another big problem with the game. So, otherwise, it really tries to look really great with all the reflections and all the water dynamics, but as you can see the frame rate was staggering there, and it just doesn't look that great when that happens. Some levels have even more visual problems, like this snow level, where there's just too much stuff going on that the frame rate really takes a major hit and really disappoints. There's also a time attack mode where you can choose different levels and compete with your Xbox Live friends on the best score on each track. And you can actually start the races and view their ghosts as you're racing. And the game also has the Hydro Blaze mode, which is pretty cool. What you do is you basically have to survive the track as long as possible. So you have to jump at the right time and make sure that you clear each jump and just try to last as long as possible and rack up as much of a multiplier as possible. And you'll get a higher score if you're using the boost, because that multiplies your score. So overall, the game has some pretty good lasting value. Unlocking all the levels in the beginning of the game will take about 2 hours, and then you still have a few more boats to unlock, possibly, but it's pretty good lasting value. And then you have the time attacks, which you can compete with endlessly with your friends, and you also have this one, which you could just keep on doing for hours and hours and see how far you can get. And the variation of levels is really impressive. There's a bunch of different levels to choose from, and a bunch of different boats to choose from too. And all the boats have different difficulty levels there, so if you pick a boat that's a pro difficulty level, then you'll be racing against the computer at the pro difficulty. And all the tracks have unique features, like unique shortcuts that you have to learn, and a bunch of other stuff like that, and some tricks that you can learn, and you can figure out where the best placement of items are too. Overall, Hydro Thunder Go is a really great game, but with the major visual problems of the low frame rate and highly pixelated graphics, it is really disappointing, and it could have looked a ton better. It'd be awesome if it actually ran at a smooth frame rate, because sometimes you're at the very end of the game and you're just about to win, but then the frame rate starts staggering and then you can't control the game properly and you end up losing. Also, it just doesn't look that impressive because of those low frame rates. but the gameplay is definitely one of the most impressive set of gameplay techniques that we've seen so far. It's really chaotic, but really interesting, and there's all those different shortcuts that you can learn to master, and it's really engaging and an awesome experience with great controls. But overall, the lasting value is just average at about 2 hours plus the extra time attacks, and the frame rate and visual issues are such a big problem that it's possibly not wise to buy this game. Maybe if they update it later with improved visuals, it'll definitely be worth it. But as it is now, it definitely disappoints. Nevertheless, you can find Hydro Thunder Go in the marketplace for $4.99.